A woman in a light blue dress walks through a bar. She smiles while on the phone. Relieved, she enters a private room and freezes. A man sits with another woman wrapped in his arm. He looks at her with disinterest. Another man tries to reason with him, but he just scoffs. From the doorway, the woman in blue raises her phone. She takes a picture of the couple, her face set with determination. Later, she meets a friend outside a hotel, handing her a small USB drive. She shows her friend the photo. The friend's eyes widen in shock. She starts talking frantically, but the woman in blue holds up a hand, silencing her. A flashback reveals the woman as a little girl, orphaned and afraid, being introduced to two young boys. The older boy offers her a teddy bear, his smile gentle. Back in the present, the woman looks resolute. Suddenly, a black car pulls up. A man in a tailored suit steps out, walking towards them with purpose. He calls out her name. The woman turns, her eyes lock with his, her expression turns to pure shock, recognizing the man from her past. The man in the suit looks at her with concern. Her friend shifts nervously, then quickly makes an excuse, leaving them alone. The man gestures for her to get in the car. Later, they stand in a modern living room. He questions her with a searching gaze. She avoids his eyes, trying to escape to her room. He watches her go, his brow furrowed. In another scene, an older couple argues. The mother is furious. The father tries to calm her down. The man in the suit walks in. As he sits, the mother continues her tirade, her face filled with frustration. He listens calmly, taking a sip of water. The woman appears. Now in a simple dress, she stands before the family, announcing her decision, her voice trembling slightly. The man in the suit stands up abruptly. His eyes lock onto hers. He objects, shocking everyone into silence. The man in the suit speaks calmly. His parents listen. The woman looks down, her expression troubled. He walks towards her. He offers himself as the groom. The woman's eyes fly open in disbelief. The mother gasps. Later, they stand in a lush garden. She approaches him cautiously. She tries to reason with him, her hands twisting the fabric of her dress. He cuts her off, his tone leaving no room for argument. He stares at her, his expression serious. She looks away, her mind racing. She finally nods, agreeing to think it over before turning to leave. He watches her walk away. His father approaches from behind. The father questions his son's motives. The man in the suit meets his gaze without flinching, his jaw set in determination. The father considers his son's words. Then a slow smile spreads across his face. He claps his son on the shoulder, a silent approval. Later that night, the man in the suit waits at the top of a grand staircase. The woman returns home. She sees him and pauses on the stairs, her expression cautious. They exchange a few words. She seems nervous, trying to make excuses. She yawns and turns to leave. But he grabs her arm, stopping her. His gaze is piercing. He questions her, and she stammers a denial, avoiding his eyes. She tries to pull away, making another excuse, but he holds firm, catching her in a lie. She looks trapped, quickly inventing another reason. He finally lets go, and she hurries up the stairs without looking back. He watches her go, a small, knowing smile playing on his lips. The next day, the woman comes down the stairs with a suitcase, dressed to leave. At the top of the landing, the man in the suit watches her, his face a cold mask. An assistant appears, asking if he should intervene. The man shakes his head slightly. The woman walks with her friend through a bright modern building. The friend chatters excitedly, gesturing wildly. The woman tries to shush her, clutching a book to her chest. Suddenly, a crowd of students turns to stare. A woman in a vibrant red dress glides past, her confidence drawing every eye. The woman in the pink dress freezes, recognizing her as the one from the private room. A quick flash confirms it. The students follow the woman in red like a procession. The friend scoffs in disgust, but the woman pulls her away, ending the conversation. Later, as they exit the building, the younger brother appears at the top of the stairs, blocking their path. From a parked car, the man in the suit watches. His assistant points out the scene. The man in the suit's eyes narrow, his expression turning grim as he observes the confrontation. The man in the suit extinguishes a cigarette, waiting. The woman opens her apartment door and freezes, pure shock on her face. He's standing there, in her hallway. He offers a paper bag, a peace offering. She takes it, then hesitantly invites him in. Inside her small apartment, she pours him water, her hands unsteady. They sit across from each other at a small table, the tension thick. He speaks softly, his gaze never leaving her face. A small, hesitant smile touches her lips as she says his name. He pulls containers of food from the bag, her favorite meal, a thoughtful gesture. But she cuts him off, her voice firm. She wants to cancel everything. His expression hardens. He presses her for a reason, his questions sharp and direct. She denies everything, her gaze shifting away. He leans forward, his voice low and persuasive, trying to reason with her. A phone buzzes, breaking the tension. She looks at the screen, then stands abruptly. She excuses herself, stepping out onto the balcony for privacy. He watches her, his eyes narrowed in suspicion. Through the glass, she answers the call, her voice soft. A young man approaches the woman on the steps. Her friend quickly excuses herself, leaving them alone. The woman waves goodbye, then turns back to the young man. From his car, the man in the suit watches intently. He orders his assistant to investigate the young man, his jaw tight with suspicion. Later, the woman walks down a sterile hallway with the young man. He hands her a USB drive. She thanks him with a small smile. He asks about her relationship with the man in the suit. She seems hesitant, then quickly brushes off his question, turning to leave. In a sleek, modern office, the man in the suit reviews a file. His assistant stands by, ready for orders. The man in the suit dismisses him with the wave, his eyes glued to the papers. He picks up his phone, dialing a number with purpose. In another office, the young man sits nervously. The man in the suit leans back in his chair, his voice calm but firm. The young man stands abruptly, his face pale. He professes his love for the woman, his voice filled with a desperate hope. The man in the suit listens, his expression unreadable. He questions the young man's intentions, his words sharp and cutting. The young man clenches his fists, his jaw tight with frustration. The man in the suit leans forward, his eyes cold as ice. He delivers the final blow, his voice dripping with condescension. The young man stares back, completely defeated. She sits down, her attention fixed on her phone. The man in the suit watches her, a flicker of frustration in his eyes. He stands to leave, placing a hand gently on her shoulder. She nods without looking up. He turns, then stops, their faces inches apart. The air crackles with unspoken tension. He asks her a question, his voice low. She stares at him, stunned, then whispers a reply. He turns and leaves without another word. The next morning, she wakes to a buzzing phone. A text message glows on the screen. Beside her bed sits a plate of freshly made breakfast. She sits up, a memory flashing through her mind, a soft smile touching her lips as she types a reply. Later, she walks through a park. The young man approaches, holding out a paper bag. She tries to refuse, but he insists, taking her hand and pressing the bag into it. From the bushes, a camera lens focuses on them, capturing the moment. A shutter clicks. Two women lie asleep on a couch, empty beer bottles littering the table. An assistant looks on in dismay. Then the man in the suit arrives. He enters the room, his eyes immediately finding the woman. He walks towards her, gently waking her. She looks up at him, her eyes hazy with sleep. He tries to help her up, but she stumbles back, falling into his arms. He lifts her effortlessly, carrying her bridal style. The assistant watches, a look of concern on his face. Later, the man in the suit lays the woman gently on a bed. He pulls the covers over her, but she grabs onto his jacket, a sudden clap of thunder echoing outside. A flashback reveals the woman as a little girl, huddled in a corner, terrified of the storm. The man in the suit, then a young boy, covers her with a blanket, sitting beside her until she falls asleep. Back in the present, he smooths her hair back from her face. She looks up at him, her eyes pleading. She begs him to stay, her voice a whisper. He hesitates, then his expression softens. The young man stands before the man in the suit, defeated. He picks up the invitation, his shoulders slumped. He turns and walks out. Later, the woman sits in a dimly lit bar with her friend. The friend shows her a photo on her phone, her expression disgusted. The woman just shrugs, a sad smile on her face. She takes a long drink, then another, her friend watching with concern. In his car, the man in the suit gets a phone call. He listens, his expression hardening. He hangs up and gives an order to the driver. The next morning, the woman wakes up in bed. The man in the suit, now in a robe, offers her a glass of water. She stares at him, her eyes wide with confusion. He questions her, a hint of amusement in his voice. A flashback reveals the previous night, her drunkenly demanding he change his clothes. He sighs, but complies, helping her out of her cardigan. He then fetches a clean shirt and gently helps her into it. Back in the present, she denies remembering anything, her face flushing. He just smiles, a knowing look in his eyes. Later, she tries to slip out of the house unnoticed, but he's there, waiting for her. He offers to drive her, placing a hand on her back and guiding her out the door. The man in the suit stands over the woman, his voice a low warning. She clings to him, her face buried in his chest. He gently strokes her hair, his expression softening. He lays her back down, pulling the covers over her, and whispers goodnight. He turns to leave, but a ringing phone stops him. It's his brother? He answers, his voice cold. He listens, then his eyes narrow. He ends the call, his jaw tight. He looks back at the sleeping woman, then at the phone in his hand, a conflict raging within him. The two brothers face each other, the younger one questioning the older's decision. The man in the suit is calm, resolute. The younger brother grows more agitated, his voice rising in disbelief. The man in the suit just smiles, a hint of mockery in his eyes. He places a hand on his brother's shoulder, his voice firm, then turns and walks away. Later, the younger brother waits by the elevator, a cigarette smoldering in his hand. The woman appears, her expression cold. He confronts her, his voice laced with bitterness. She dismisses him, her tone sharp. He grabs her arm, his frustration boiling over. She pulls away, her anger flaring. The younger brother watches from his car as the man in the suit helps the woman into his vehicle. He makes a call, his face a mask of frustration. His brother's words echo in his mind. A flashback, revealing their earlier conversation. The younger brother storms into his parents' house, confronting them about the changed marriage plans. His father is stern, His mother tries to reason with him, but he remains defiant. He sits in the living room, defeated, as his parents walk away. Later, he confronts the woman as she's leaving with a suitcase. He questions her, his voice laced with desperation. She pushes past him, her expression cold. He asks if she ever cared for him. She turns, her gaze unwavering, then walks away without a word, leaving him heartbroken. In a sleek office, an assistant delivers a report to the man in the suit. The news is grim, but the man in the suit remains calm. He issues a series of commands, his voice steady and controlled. The assistant leaves, and the man in the suit's phone rings. It's the woman. He answers, a hint of a smile on his face. She asks to see him, and he agrees, sending a card to pick her up. Later, she enters his office, her expression serious. He offers her a seat, his gaze curious. She asks about their marriage agreement, her voice trembling slightly. He confirms it's still on, a slow smile spreading across his face as she agrees. He then tells her they'll get married on her 20th birthday. She nods, then asks for a favor. He already knows what she wants. His expression softening with understanding. The woman sits in a sunlit room, her mind troubled. A phone call shatters the silence. She answers, her expression turning to alarm. The news is bad. A business crisis. She listens intently, then hangs up, her face a mask of worry. She paces the room, her mind racing. The man in the suit's voice echoes in her head, his offer of marriage, a lifeline. She picks up her phone, her fingers hovering over the screen, a decision weighing heavily on her. Finally, she makes the call, her voice trembling slightly.